Hey you guys, it's JR here, and I'm bringing you another storytime video. Today I'm going to be changing things up a little bit. Before I used to do live commentary while I told the story, but this time I'm going to be pre-recording the audio and then adding it with Splatoon footage. So hopefully you guys enjoy this, and yeah, if you would like to see more storytime videos every day, just click that like button, and that will just really show me that you guys like the series, and I will continue doing it. So yeah, let's jump into things. So a few things you guys should know about me is that I'm African Canadian, as you can see. If you go to my Twitter or look at my profile picture, you can see that I'm black. But one thing you don't know is that my father is actually Korean. When people find out my father's Korean, they look at me and say, "You don't look half Korean." I don't really see that. Maybe the Korean side of me is dormant. Maybe people give me different reasons, but here's the real reason. I'm sure a lot of you guys have that favorite convenience store that you go to every day. It's really close to your house, it's convenient, you know the person who works there every day. So this is my story. There was a small convenience store called Sam's Convenience that was actually literally right outside my house. It was right inside the courtyard. I lived in these giant buildings called Ocean Towers. We lived on the 18th floor, which was so high up. There was this Korean guy named Sam that worked there. We talked all the time about school, life, work, what I want to do in the future. But one thing I didn't tell him, well, it was kind of a lie. I always told him that I was passing school and I was doing good. But little did he know, I was actually failing school and doing horribly. I was dealing with a lot of personal stuff in my life, and I was really depressed, and it got to a point where I wasn't sure if I was able to handle it, and I ended up dropping out of school. During this time, something actually crazy happened. I got a message on Facebook from a man who was claiming to be my father. He messaged me this long paragraph about how he believes I'm his son, and that I think I found my daughter. And I told my sister, and I freaked out, and I said, "What's going on here? Is this really our father?" And we couldn't believe it. We went to find our mother, and we showed her a picture of him on Facebook, and she looked at us and goes, "That's your father." We were shocked, we couldn't believe it, because we never grew up with our father. He left us when we were young, and to be clear, I'm not even sure why or how that happened, but he wasn't in our life when we were younger. And it was kind of like a movie in a way, because we found our father randomly messaged us on Facebook. We found out that he runs his own company. He had money, he had a nice place, he started sending us money. Like, this wasn't like some random guy who was trying to scam us. He sent us money, hundreds of dollars to each of us. He even flew up my sister to go see him for a few weeks. I wasn't able to go because of my work and everything that was happening, but I was planning to go up with him later. So around this time, he knew that I dropped out of school. He knew everything I was dealing with, and he wanted to help me out. He wanted to pay for me to fly up there and work for his company, because he wanted me to take over his company. He wanted us to work together. He wanted me to take over his company when he wasn't able to anymore, because he wanted to keep the company in the family. Also during this time, Sam offered me a job. Unfortunately, I had to turn him down because I was moving up with my father and those plans were set. So I moved up my apartment, I quit my job, and I was ready to go. When the day came to book our flights, I went to go call my father, but he didn't pick up my calls for the first day. And for the next few days, I kept calling, and I kept calling, and I kept calling, and he did not answer. I checked his Facebook, and he deleted it. I couldn't message him anymore. I couldn't contact him anymore. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I quit my job. I left my apartment. I had nothing. I had no money. I thought he was going to help me. I ended up having to move in with my nan because I had no place to go. And about a month later, by this time, I found out, but Sam hired my sister to work for him in his new store. I talked with Sam to hire me back, and we discussed it, and he told me that if he was going to hire me, I was going to be serious about this job and to put 100% into it. And let me tell you this, it was hell working for Sam. He was working me so hard every single day, cleaning, dusting, dealing with the cash, everything. He made me the manager of the place. It was very difficult only because there was kind of like a language barrier between us. It was hard to understand him, and sometimes I wouldn't know everything. And he would actually it was kind of funny because he would actually get mad at me if I didn't know anything. But the thing is that no one would ever tell me. Like, say if I had to do something every single night. Say, there was a certain part of the store I had to clean up or put away. And no one told me about that. And they would get mad at me the next day and goes, how come this was never done? And I was like, no one told me. If someone told me, that would have been great. And everyone was just like, my sister and Sam were just like, it's common sense, Abdullah. You should know how to do this. I'm like, okay. So a lot of it was just learning as you go and just taking the initiative. And after the first month, Sam started buying me and my sister clothes, food. He gave us an apartment with cheap rent. He supported us so much. To the fact that I did not believe that there was anyone out there that would do this for us. And to think back, Sam was a guy who I actually sometimes avoided because we had such a hard time communicating with each other, because he knows English and he knows it much better now. But years and years ago, he really struggled with it, and sometimes I just would avoid the store if he was in there. So I was like, oh my gosh, he's going to ask me about my life, and he's going to ask me about my job, and I'm not going to be able to tell him anything because I won't have anything to tell him. And it was crazy. I had new clothes, expensive clothes. He bought me watches, and he bought me a PlayStation 4 and a TV. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. I mean, I did crash his car, which is for another day. I definitely will tell you that story. I ended up working for him for about 2 years. And during that time, he started to call me son. And I started to call him father because he felt like my father. I felt like, just like my mother, I had someone that was able to support me and able to help me out. He even forced me to go back to school, and we had to make a schedule working around it so I could go back to school and work for him. So I ended up graduating later that year. And I knew how much he supported me, and he looked out for me. And I started to call him father, and it really became that relationship. And I love him so much to this day. And I'm so thankful for everything he has done for me. I don't talk to my biological father anymore. I did not need to speak to him, and to this day, I have never spoken to my biological father. And I'm okay with that. So to my father, my real father, I've been calling him Sam this whole time, but that's his English name. His real name is actually Sang Hobak. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for everything. Hey guys, thanks for watching, and if you would like to watch another Storytime video, just click that like button. The more likes this video gets, the faster I will post another video. So, yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, you guys, enjoy the rest of the match. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.